everyone. Today I'm not going to give you exactly a homesteading tip. It's more of a money saving tip. We are a one income family. It's me and my husband, and we have two young kids, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and we're expecting another baby in October. So one of the ways that we have to save money is I like to cook at home and cook from scratch. It saves money. We can buy a lot of the ingredients in bulk with a long shelf life. And it's also a lot healthier because I like to choose a lot of natural and organic ingredients. My family is very picky, so it can be a little challenging sometimes. And my husband's on the keto diet, so I've had to adapt a lot of things. It's taken a little bit of time to really figure out what everyone likes and what works for our family, but I finally got it down. And I like to cook one big piece of meat at least once a week. That way we have leftovers for the rest of the week for me and the kids for lunches. And it really does help. It really does work. That way I don't have to go and spend other money on chicken nuggets or whatever else that kids normally like to eat. They usually just eat whatever we have that's left over, and that has been so helpful for us. So today I am going to make a beef roast for dinner. So I got a chuck shoulder roast and put it in here. Now, one of the keys for really, really good roast is to marinate it. So I'm going to create a marinade. Now, I know a lot of people like to put meat in plastic bags, gallon-sized bags, and marinate. I am one of those people that doesn't like plastic. I try to get things with the least amount of plastic as possible. So investing in these really nice, thick glass dishes, glass bowls with lids has helped so much with that. So I was able to get rid of all my plastic Tupperware. I don't buy a whole lot of the bags anymore. I like to do all glass if I can. So for the marinade, I'm going to use a half a cup of olive oil. Put that in there for the meat. So let's put this back a bit. There we go. Now I like, well, we all really like meat with a whole lot of flavor. So I like to add a lot of seasonings. So I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of onion powder. I can't use regular onions. My husband does not like onions, but he will eat onion powder. So there's that. Garlic is a staple in our house. I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. It'll fit in there. There we go. One more. All right, and that's the last of the garlic powder. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. You can use sea salt. Pink Himalayan salt is another really good one. Get it all in one fell swoop. There we go. And I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of black pepper. There we go. I'm going to do a tablespoon of dried basil. There we go. You can definitely do this the night before. I was lazy last night and didn't do it, so I'm doing it early this morning. As long as it marinates for about 6 hours, it'll be perfectly fine. It'll be delicious. And what we're going to do is a tablespoon of thyme. Now, this would be really good if you add in some rosemary too. My family doesn't like rosemary. I like rosemary. But if you want to add in some rosemary, about, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon, you definitely can. But just my family just doesn't like rosemary. Here we go. And I'm going to add in a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Red wine vinegar would be really good too. Even apple cider vinegar. But I like to use balsamic. To me, it has a little bit more flavor with this. Add that. And there you go. Now I'm going to put the lid on. Give it a good shake. Turn it upside down. Make sure all the flavors kind of get together. Thankfully these bowls don't leak. I love these bowls. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and I'm going to leave it in there for about 6 hours. Alright, so the roast has been marinating for about 6 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out and put it onto my baking dish. If you have a roasting pan, that really works better, but we have a small house and not the biggest kitchen in the world, so we try to not have a whole bunch of kitchen gadgets, just kind of the basic stuff that we really need. So take the roast out. I'm going to put it on the baking dish, and I'm going to pour a little bit of the marinade over it just to keep it nice and tender. I like to have a lot of oil on it. It smells really, really good. Alright, so I did spray my baking pan first before I put it on there. There we go. Now the key to a good and juicy and tender roast is to cook it on a low temperature for a long time. So I set the oven and preheated it to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to stick this in for about 3.5 hours. And by that time, the rest of the dinner stuff should be ready, and it'll be 5:30, which is our normal dinner time. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the oven, and then we'll check it in about 3.5 hours and see how it's doing. Alright everyone, so it's been just over 3 hours. I got all the sides made for dinner, so I'm going to go ahead and get the roast out, and we'll check and make sure that it has gotten completely to temperature. Smells so good. Get this out of here. We'll close this up and you can see what it looks like. Look at that. Looks so good. Alright, so I'm going to get a meat thermometer. And where did the meat thermometer go? There it is. I'm going to get the meat thermometer. I'm going to put it right in through here. We're going to check the internal temperature. A lot of people will cook it until it's at 165. I like mine done a little bit more than that, so usually about 170, if not a little bit more. This one is at 176, so it's perfect. We like our stuff really well done. So we're going to just cut off a piece here and see how it looks. Looks so good.
Why are you taking
it smells so good.
Why are you taking video of this?
Right, cut off some pieces here. There we go. Alright, so I got it sliced up. All you have to do now is serve it with a starch and a vegetable. So I got some macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. It's my favorite. Cheese.
There we go.
And
some steamed peas.
Which is very yummy to Mommy without me.
And there we go. A made from scratch meal. Very easy, simple, and we'll have a whole lot of leftovers to get us through for a few more days.
And this is a good.
So don't forget to check out our other videos. Don't forget to subscribe so you can follow all of our stuff for homesteading and general homemaking. Bye guys.
Bye.